Hey, how y'all doing? This is Hunt 919 Truth to Sports coming to you again with another segment. Like to say what's up. I know it's been a while since I posted, took some time off from it, but just to let you know, I have been working while I was not posting. I went to a lot of women's basketball games, a lot of women's sports, just to give myself, some content to talk about and more in depth. And I also got some interviews set up with some women athletes. Some of them are track athletes, things that you're not used to hearing, and you're going to get their perspective from things as far as them being athletes and excelling in the classroom and on the track. So listen out for that. But let me go ahead and get into it. This is one of the segments that I do that my channel likes. It's called the ex Colorado Buff Updates, where I follow some of the ex Colorado Buffs that I start liking. Then obviously they transfer to other schools, and I still like to follow them and give a weekly update during the season of how they doing. But this one is an update on Tavarius Dawson. I don't know if you all remember him, but back in 2022, he actually started out as a four-star athlete, and he played for the Auburn Tigers, as I said in 2022, where he only had 2 catches for 30 yards and 0 touchdowns. So in 2023, he transfers, to Coach Prime, where he ended up with 14 catches, 124 yards, and 1 touchdown. That 1 touchdown came against Nebraska on the fake. It was a very good play on the fake reverse play. He ended up taking the pitch and running in for a touchdown, which ended up putting him up 29-7, I believe, against Nebraska. And they ended up playing. That was a big time game on television, and to be the big time opponent in Nebraska. And I actually thought, he was a very good receiver just from watching him in the limited time that he played. But for whatever reason, he ended up getting dismissed from Colorado. There was a lot of controversy behind that. It is what it is. We'll leave that where it is. So he ended up transferring to Jacksonville State. And when he transferred to Jacksonville State, which is in Conference USA, I definitely kept up with him. Like I said, I try to keep up with him weekly. But for the most part, he wasn't even. He was on the roster, but he was not in any of the stats or anything. Like he wasn't even getting into the games. But he only ended up with 1 catch for 16 yards for the whole season. So he really didn't play, really no production to talk about. But his team was very good. They finished 7-1 last year. They finished first place in their conference, even though they lost in their bowl game to Ohio. It was 30-27. It was a very good game. It was a lot of scoring, obviously highly competitive. But Jacksonville State has a very good team, so that didn't work for him. And so now, just found out not too long ago that he's transferred to Florida International, which is in the same conference. They finished 3-5 last year, so he's probably looking at that like he can go down there and play. The leading receiver did have over 1,000 yards at their school last year. I'm not really sure if he's gone because all these transfer rules and with some of these kids getting extra year. When it says senior or whatever.